Hello, guys, and welcome to the Limitless Landscapers podcast. I'm Paula, your host, and today I'm talking about a bit behind the scenes of planning, goal setting, and everything as you go into the new year. So, if you're interested, let's go to the show.
As the co-founders of the Landscaper Circle, we help you get more money, time and freedom to become limitless through our experiences as fellow landscapers and our tried and tested methods. If you want help with your marketing, managing or growing your business, you've definitely come to the right place. If you're a landscaper, garden designer or supplier to the industry, then hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Now, let's get back to the show.
Hello, guys, and welcome to this week's episode of the Limitless Landscapers podcast. How are you? How was Christmas? I'm coming to you in that weird bit between Christmas and New Year. And of course, as we are going into a new year, everyone's minds are on what we are going to be doing for New Year. What goals should we be setting for New Year? And also, a question that has cropped by a number of people, by a number of clients, is what should I be doing between now and when we go back to work in the new year? Now, first things first is most of us, this is the one time that we've had a complete shutdown of the businesses. So it's the one time we get to have some time off that's enjoyable, that nobody will be phoning you. There'll be no problems on site for you to attend. First things first that you should be doing in this period is having some well-deserved break time, downtime, and maybe a bit of me time thrown in there, if you can, with all the family stuff going on. So other than that, what could you do? The things that I'm going to do in my business between here and New Year and slightly going into the first week back in January, because it's quite a short period this year. Last year, I believe it was a bit longer, but this year it's slightly shorter it feels like it's slightly shorter from close down to reopening. Some things that I'll be working on is number one is I'm going to start reflecting back on 2023 as a business in each of my businesses to see what went well, what didn't go so well, what the lessons were that I can learn. So it's about celebrating all the wins. It's about looking at the silver linings and the lessons that will be there for you to see if you choose to. And then also it helps with planning and goal setting for 2024. And it's a perfect time because I know when New Year comes, everyone gets into this New Year's resolutions. I don't really buy into resolutions. I buy into let's make some plans and goals for 2024. It doesn't have to be done New Year's Eve. It doesn't matter if it was done the 1st, 2nd, 3rd of January. At the end of the day, if you are parents and your kids are off, you might not actually get that time because you're too busy spending time enjoying it with your children, and you have to wait till they go back to school so you can really focus. I think that's some of the things that are going to crop up for me in order to focus truly will be when they go back to school. So I can do a bit of this now, but most importantly, I'll refocus on it in the first week back. So that's really important to do because we need to celebrate every win and we also need to find the lessons. And then that helps us make the next bit easier. Setting some goals for 2024. Now you can look at the SMART principle for setting goals, make sure they're specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and timely. That's really important. Setting some timeframes on the goals, but also getting really into the why. Why are these goals important to you? And what actions do you need to do to take them to achievement, really, to make it a success? So we need an action plan as well that sits on the back of that. From this, I would then look at cash flow forecasting. Now, I feel like I don't go a week without mentioning cash flow forecasting, even if it's in passing. But the important bit here is as we go into the winter break, we obviously won't have any money coming in. So it's really important at this point to have done your cash flow forecasting or do your cash flow forecasting to make sure that your business can sustain this break, and also to chase any invoices that are outstanding as soon as we get back, or in this pre-New Year break where some people are on their emails, they are going back to work for a short period. So it's really important to get those invoices out, chase any outstanding payments so that you have the money coming in by the end of the year or at the very least, right at the beginning of next year. It's really important as well because this will also help with your goal setting and action plans and making decisions on your growth plan. So, how you want to grow going into 2024. The next thing I will be looking at in my own businesses and with a lot of my clients as we go into 2024 is marketing strategy. So, planning out marketing actions and then how we're going to implement them. That's the key because we could plan a whole host of marketing activity, but if we don't actually implement it, what is the point? It's a big waste of time. The best way to do this is to create yourself a content calendar to see what you're going to do when. You can theme out weeks, you can think about actual strategies around the time of year, any offers you want to offer. Basically, so you can plan out in advance some good content that is importantly going to connect with your ideal clients because we can put any old content out there. And I've been in this position before where I'm churning out content and it's not really connecting with people. And that's when it seems a bit pointless. We need to make sure that we are connecting with our ideal clients and generating more of those leads. And that comes from the message you are putting out there, the quality of content you are putting out there, and also the consistency that you're doing it. If you're doing your social media post once in a blue moon, it's probably not going to create any leads for you. But if you're doing it on a consistent basis, you are more likely to get some brand awareness, get some people noticing you, and potentially some inquiries through that. So that is really cool. If you do map out your marketing strategy using a calendar, then you can also look back at that calendar and review the results, which I would definitely suggest you do, because what is the point in doing anything if you are not able to review, celebrate, and learn from it? So it's really important that you have some information there now in the plan section so we can review it and see what the results are as we go forward, putting all these strategies into place. Another thing that I am going to be doing over this period is getting into order all of our terms and conditions, our employee contracts, health and safety requirements, making sure the vehicles have all the first aid kits up to date and full, etc., to make sure that when we go into the new year, we are good to go. We are ticking the boxes. Recently, I signed up with Peninsula, and they've been really good on the HR and the health and safety side. So they've been really able to guide me and do a lot of the things that I had been previously doing myself. So things like staff contracts, they've drawn up new contracts for me to issue to the staff in the new year, staff handbooks, contractor contracts, lots of different things that I can then utilize going into the new year. Same with the health and safety. I've had a couple of meetings with the health and safety guys there, and they've given me an action plan on what to implement, what's important versus what less important, just to get things on the right track, going in the right direction. Because as a business owner, I've been doing a lot of this myself for many years. I've employed an external health and safety person as and when on an ad hoc basis in order to comply with health and safety regs. But largely the responsibility has fallen to me. So it's actually been such a relief and such a weight off my shoulders to outsource the HR and health and safety to people that are specialists in it and have the time to do that for me. So then all I have to do is implement an action. So that is really cool. So I will be doing that and issuing all the new stuff in the new year, which brings me on to the next thing I'm doing, planning my staff meetings and a couple of manager meetings that I want to book in the first couple of weeks of January. We were meant to have a staff meeting before the Christmas do, but I actually had to cancel the Christmas do and the staff meeting because so many of us were off ill. My son's been really ill, so I haven't been able to work in the last week. And a couple of the landscapers and also my soft landscaping manager, Sean, was off ill, and Mike wasn't well either. So it came down to the decision that I would rather people want to be there and go out and enjoy themselves and get to know each other and really celebrate the success of the year rather than dragging them out when they feel ill. So we've rescheduled that for the beginning of January, which is really good. And also the staff meeting to go along with that. And with that comes all new uniform that we've already got done, dusted, and in the office waiting to distribute, which is nice. I love it. A new year comes like fresh start, fresh uniform, New everything is lovely. So I'll be doing that as well as we go through this period, ready to reopen on the 3rd of January. Something else I will have to look at is award entries because they're all coming up again for 2024. I know marshals have emailed saying we need to get our entries in for the 2024 awards. So that will be on my list of things to do as we head into this break and into the new year. I think that's really important if we are going to continue to present ourselves as a company that wins awards. So we have to look and get involved on the award entry processes. And finally, something else I'll be looking into is a CRM system and project management system that's going to help us track leads between the managers and the teams and the admin guys, and then also being able to project manage at a glance and know where everybody is at any one time. So I'm currently looking to them now as we speak, going in and probably going to do some free trials when we reopen in January. And something else not to forget is the systems. We've started with Systemology, Nicola De Piazzi, and we've been going great guns. So now is the time to reflect, review, and edit any existing systems we've recorded in there and upload any supporting evidence for each system. So that is templates and things like that. And then look to crack on in the new year with more systems and more implementation using my systems champion, which is my admin lady, Anne-Marie. So it's quite an exciting time. It's definitely a period of reflection and also planning to go forward. It's a time to make decisions. Me and Mike are sitting down to do all of this and try and make some decisions about the business going forward, like some bigger goals as well, not maybe just the next year, but going forward after that as well. And it's a really important time to get this done. And like I say, there's no time frame. You don't have to have it done by the 31st of December. I feel like there is a huge pressure because of the whole ethos around doing your New Year's resolutions. You feel like you should have your goals set, done, planned, and starting to action them on the 1st of January. And I just think sometimes with life, it's unrealistic. So I think, yes, let's take this time, let's reflect, let's plan. Maybe just wait till the beginning of January to start putting your action plans into process, to think about them more deeply, because it's more important to have some downtime and to spend time with your family. I definitely think that myself. So it's going to be an exciting year, 2024. It's the year that I get to compete on the stage in my bodybuilding side of things, in my personal life. And I've set 2 dates for that so far, which is simultaneously exciting and terrifying, which means I must be doing the right thing because it's definitely outside of my comfort zone. That's been interesting to deal with from a personal perspective because I've been not very well. So I've actually been out of training for 3 weeks, which when you look at mindset, it can absolutely mess with your head when you know you've got to be ready in stage perfect by September. So it's daunting, but it's challenging and it's a good goal for me to have. So that's quite exciting as well on that part. So I will be mentioning that as we go through because I'm sure it's going to impact my business, what I can do there as well. So yeah, I think that's all I can share. I mean, if you've got any thoughts or if you want any help, obviously that's what I'm here for. Please send me a DM on Instagram or drop me an email, paula@thelandscaperscoach.co.uk. If you are looking for a coach to work with in the new year, please get in touch. We can have a chat about that. That's another thing that I'm going to be working through, some of my actions with each of my coaches. So as from previous podcast episodes, I have 3. And I've got a few actions that I need to work on going from now into the new year before our next coaching session. So I will be reflecting back on those and actioning them, taking action, because there's no point in having a coach unless you're prepared to take the action from each meeting. I expect quite a few of my clients are going to be doing the same as well. So I look forward to seeing them again in January. Now, hope you have a wonderful new year. I hope you take a few of these things that I've shared with you that I'm going to be doing in my businesses and take it into yours and your business that you can start actioning in this period, the weird period between Christmas and New Year. And I hope you have a great new year and I'll see you on the other side. Take care, guys.